Hey everyone, Mauricio here. In this sneak peek video for episode 13, we'll be giving you a short overview of the changes this week at Starbase, Texas. These images were taken from the flyover conducted yesterday on Wednesday, August 16th, so stay tuned for additional angles, renders, and more in our full-length 20-minute video coming out on Sunday, as well as our Starbase weekly show on Saturday. Jumping right into Massey's test site, we see the Booster Quick Disconnect, or BQD, was installed onto its framework. As seen by the load of plumbing running all the way to the tank farm, the BQD will be responsible for fueling the booster with cryogenic liquid nitrogen and oxygen. Previously, the task of connecting the various cryo lines to the booster's QD port at Massey's was left for the workers to do manually. Now moving down to the foundations of the unknown building. We notice that the unusually large footings have since been completed, with channels for various electrical conduits and wiring being dug. Wrapping up this week's sneak peek of Massey's, we see the test article S26.1 has been moved to the burst pad previously used in FTS testing of B6. This may not be related to further FTS testing, as it could just be a matter of restaging this irrelevant test article somewhere else to make space near the can crusher, where the hot staging ring is currently undergoing its structural test campaign. Expect more updates as they come in on our full-length update video on Sunday. Switching over to Sanchez, we see the ground fabrication building still remains without its outer sheeting. Part of this new slab at the main doorway has been poured as well. Just to the right, we see significant progress has been made on the new ring stands in comparison to last week. It looks like each stand will have a mirror image of itself now. The part we thought looked like a load spreader of sorts now has a skin over it. Is this possibly a platform that can be used for engine install under the boosters? Moving up towards the rocket garden, it appears the tents previously installed around the base of Booster 10 have now been removed and SPMTs have moved underneath in preparation for a move. Looking at the nose of Ship 25, it looks like some TPS work has been happening, with the crane lifting hook areas being covered up with tiles. This means SpaceX doesn't expect to lift S-25 with cranes anymore, and the next lift will be held by chopsticks onto Booster 9, which do not utilize lifting hooks. This is exciting news as we seemingly get closer and closer to IFT-2, which is now planned for no earlier than August 31st, as seen by this Marine Operations Notice for rocket launch activities. Heading east down Highway 4 at the build site, we can see some booster and ship sections have returned to the ring yard, following the addition of a lifting jib onto the boom of the LR-11000 crane in order to facilitate the final lifting of Mega Bay 2's roof. Heading over to the Star Factory expansion area, we can see what looks to be signs of the existing factory and the new one being joined together up near the wetland section, with additional horizontal and vertical segments expanding to the left. All concrete for the current scope of work now appears to be complete, with steel already staged for the structure soon to encroach down on Highway 4. Moving left, we see signs that SpaceX is ready to tear down tents 1 and 2 next to Highway 4, and also possibly the mid-bay. Moving on to the launch site, very little has changed at the suborbital pads, so we'll start at the launch site by looking over towards the water storage tank farm, where we can see the third large tank that was lifted last week just after our last flyover. The tank is currently being fitted with all the necessary plumbing for integration with the existing tanks. Shifting back up to the north side of Highway 4, we see progress has been made at the tank farm expansion area. More piers have been poured to support the tank cradles, with others formed for future pours. With no major changes at the orbital tank farm, we'll jump to the ever-exciting orbital launch pad area. The painted lines over the cracks in the FONDAG are no longer visible this week, but we can see some signs of removal happening near the flame deflector plate between the legs. If we look at the north side of the OLM, we can see more visible signs of the material being removed. Will all this FONDAG be replaced? Work on top and around the OLM continues, with a big focus being the east-facing staircase still. Shielding up both sides is now complete, with only the canopy remaining uncovered. Finally, it appears work on the curb or water runoff retention gutter is happening at last around the perimeter of the launch pad. We can see formwork being prepared for future concrete pouring. This will help direct runoff from rainfall and the flame deflector plate into the new retention pond. And that's it for our brief overview of the changes at Starbase this week. Consider supporting us on Patreon to gain access to premium flyover pictures. This support also helps pay for the expenses associated with the flyover. Stay tuned for the full 20-minute full analysis video coming out on Sunday. Thanks for watching, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed our content, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on seeing more videos like this. That's all for now.